February in Coldfoot, Alaska, the northernmost truck stop in the world. It's located halfway up the 400-mile-long Haul Road, a brutal trek that is one of the most challenging and dangerous truck driving jobs there is. The temperature is 40 degrees below zero. In the extreme cold, metal turns brittle, and motor oil and diesel fuel stop flowing. Winter is when the monster trucks of freight hauling start heading north, the heavy hauls. This convoy is moving a 130-foot-long crude oil heater unit. 16 feet wide, 2 stories tall, and weighing 250,000 pounds, it's headed to a refinery near Prudhoe Bay. Just a month before, this same load flipped off the road 100 miles into the trip. The driver survived, but it cost $250,000 to repair the damage. Now they're making their second attempt to get the unit all the way to Prudhoe Bay. Moving this massive load requires not 1, but 3 of the world's most powerful tractor trucks. They're custom built to handle the harsh conditions and heavy weights. The frame is reinforced with double steel rails, and the wheelbase is stretched 6 feet for extra stability. Heavy-duty axles and springs cushion the rough road shock. Jumbo fuel tanks hold 400 gallons of diesel for the long haul. And the standard 400-horse engine has been replaced with a supersized 600-horsepower motor. On the road, the lead heavy haul driver pulls the load and coordinates the operation. The 2 other truckers push from behind using heavy rubber pusher plates. The push drivers, driving blind at 50 miles an hour, have to put their trust in the lead driver to steer them. This drive will be the ultimate test of the trucker's skills and stamina. First, they must climb the high peaks of the Continental Divide. Then they have to cross the stormy North Slope before finally reaching Prudhoe Bay. Throughout the year, the fierce Arctic elements wage a constant assault on the haul road. Heavy rains transform the gravel road into a minefield of potholes. Avalanches and landslides bury whole sections without warning. During the spring thaw, the road is flooded and washed out. In the summer, the surface is pounded into a bone-rattling washboard that takes a toll on man and machine. Flat tires, broken struts, and snapped tie rods are common.
Oh, it's horrible. This beats the truck to death, you know, and falls apart. And then, of course, we're around it, falling apart with it. When you get back to town after a trip and you have to hang on the railing to keep from falling on the ground, I mean, that's bad then. I mean, because you're so stiff and sore, it's just like you've been run over by that truck instead of just driving it. It's pretty rough.
The state of Alaska spends $12 million a year trying to keep the 400 miles of gravel in one piece.
It's falling apart just as fast as we can put it back together. Once winter comes in and the ground freezes, the road will be nice and solid and smooth until next spring, and come break up, it'll all start over again.
The road crews rebuild damaged sections with high-float emulsion, a blend of asphalt, water, and soapy detergents that hold the mix together. Gravel is laid on top of the hot oil and rolled out. When the high float cures, it creates a durable surface that looks like regular asphalt pavement, but flexes without breaking up. In winter, road crews spray the gravel with water to form a thick layer of ice. The water fills in the ruts before freezing, producing a smooth and fast-driving surface. It's a necessity for the heavy haul trucks as they speed north. The hard, frozen surface supports the massively heavy load without collapsing, as the gravel would in summer. But keeping the extra-wide trailer on the narrow, icy road takes nerves of steel.
You're taking up the whole road. You got to look out for the load, the people coming at you. At the best of times up here, this road will hurt you. That split second you are not taking care of business, off the road you go.
There's danger around every bend. A southbound truck in a hurry tries to slip by the convoy. It's a near miss.
He's taking his life in his own hands to do that. If I run off the road, I'm jeopardizing my life. I'm not going to do that. You're going in a ditch.
50 miles north of Coldfoot, the monster trucks prepare to take on the mighty Brooks Range. The only way through is Atigun Pass. At an elevation of 4,800 feet, it's the highest, most northern pass kept open during the winter in the entire world. The road cuts across 40 avalanche slide paths. Truckers running this gauntlet are like sitting ducks in a deadly shooting gallery. More than 200 avalanches hit the pass each year. Traveling at speeds of 70 miles per hour, they can bury stretches of road under 20 feet of snow. In 1993, 6 trucks were caught in a massive avalanche. The big rigs were tossed off the road. Miraculously, no one was killed. After this near tragedy, the state of Alaska declared war. From September through June, an avalanche patrol prowls the pass for impending slides. They're armed with a breech-loading 105mm recoilless rifle that dates from the Korean War.
These bullets that we're firing are actually manufactured in 1952 or 1953. And we haven't had a dud with them or a misfire within the last several years. It's wonderful stuff.
Packed with 4.5 pounds of TNT, each steel shell is perforated to allow propellant gases to escape out the gun's breech when fired, greatly reducing the recoil. The breech blast is so powerful, it will kill anyone standing up to 100 feet behind the gun. The shock wave from the shell's impact triggers a controlled slide the size of a football field. These preemptive strikes take down small slides before they can grow to killer proportions. Once they've cleared the pass of avalanche danger, the road is reopened to traffic, and the heavy haul convoy is ready to take a run at the mountain. The road over Atigun Pass is a hefty 10% grade, one of the steepest on the entire highway. It takes all 3 trucks straining at full power to keep the 125-ton load moving up the mountain. To provide extra traction on the snow, the truckers attach heavy chains to the rear drive wheels. Each push truck carries 50,000 pounds of concrete weights. If a push truck slips or breaks contact, the massive load could spin out of control and slide off the road. Over the last 30 years, hundreds of trucks have wrecked while challenging the steep slopes of Atigun Pass. Today, the traction's good, and the convoy makes it safely over the pass. With the mountains finally at their backs, the truckers still face 150 miles of white-knuckle driving through some of the worst weather on Earth. Alaska's North Slope is infamous for its blows. Winter storms that sweep down along the coastal plain with hurricane-force winds. The storms produce one of the most hazardous road conditions there is, the dreaded whiteout. Truckers depend on reflector poles that mark the road's edge every 20 feet to guide them. In low visibility, the delineators are the only things standing between the driver and near certain death out on the frozen tundra. But in whiteout conditions, visibility drops to zero, and truckers are forced to stop in the middle of the road and wait out the storm. It's taken up to 4 days for road crews to reach the stranded trucks and guide them to safety. If the truckers are lucky and don't get caught in a blow, they're home free. The heavy haul convoy finally arrives at Prudhoe Bay after 4 long days on the road. Even though it's in the middle of the night, the trucks are escorted directly to the outlying oil refinery to offload. Prudhoe Bay is the central hub for the giant petroleum fields that sprawl out across the North Slope. 20,000 trucks a year make it all the way here to the end of the road. After unloading, the haul road truckers turn around and head back down the Kamikaze Trail. It's a challenge the extreme truckers relish taking on, trip after dangerous trip.
I'm willing to go head-to-head with nature here. The slick roads, the snow. Of course, they experience that in the lower 48 too, but down there, traffic comes to a halt. We got to keep going. It's a normal day.
Getting around